Well, I never got out of the role, really. I mean, I've been doing it since '91, so it's 18 years. And the great thing about working with the same people for so long is that when we do get together, there's sort of a shorthand we all know for working with each other. And Mark and I have been working literally for 18 years. And so we know how we all work. And there's no sort of getting to know you, period. You know, we can just jump right in. A friend of mine came to watch a recording once and a session, and was so amazed at how he said, I didn't even know what they were asking you to change. I was still trying to figure out what they were trying to get you to change. And you made the adjustment and changed it, they recorded it, and they had moved on to the next note. He said, you all have such a shorthand for understanding each other. And that just comes with years of working together. So working with the same people is a great advantage for that reason. And also Andrea Romano, she didn't do this project, but she was the casting director on most of the Batman projects. And she put together really good actors. She has a great feel for people that aren't just talented, but who work well together, who are respectful of each other, who come prepared, who come on time. You'd be amazed at how unprofessional some people could be.
Isn't that what Krusty the Clown said? Krusty the Clown said 50% of success is just
showing up on time. Exactly. So it's a very good group of people, and coming back together. We've really never really left, even if it's a year or two between games or films or something. That's not much time really in terms of Hollywood.
Do you follow what goes on with Batman now? I mean, like comic book wise, what did you think of like The Dark Knight? Like, do you have a connection to the character now that you like to keep up with what's going on in his life?
I do. I don't. To be honest, I don't really. I have my own relationship with the character, and I don't really. I do watch what other people do with it, but I try not to have it influence me too much with my take on it. But yeah, sure, I go to watch the live-action films that they do. I loved Heath Ledger's performance. He was phenomenal as the Joker. And Christian Bale, I thought, was fantastic in his first Batman film that he did. He was fantastic. Something happened with his voice in the second one he did.
So many of my friends said, I wish they just dubbed it with Kevin.
No, he's obviously a very talented actor. He knows what he's doing. Everyone criticized that about the film, and I think that was a fair criticism. I don't know what that was about. But the Heath Ledger performance was fantastic.
But let's have a Joker off, Mark or Heath. Come on.
Uh-oh.
Well, no, I mean, you can't compare because they're both wonderful in different ways. Heath Ledger was fantastic, but Mark Hamill, if you've ever been in a recording studio with him and watch what he does, I mean, he practically devours the microphone. He really transforms. And before Mark, a lot of people don't realize the first 3 or 4 episodes of the original show was. Now I'm going to blank. Tim Curry, thank you. I was blanking on his name. Who was also fantastic. He was fantastic, but in a different way. He was Joker, scary funny, and Mark is Joker, crazy funny, and a little scary, you know. But Tim was terrifying funny. You know what I mean? It was so dark that they thought kids wouldn't sleep at night after seeing that. You know what I mean?
Dr. Furter, you're scaring the children.
Exactly. But he was fantastic. But it's so you know, everyone brings different things to the different roles, and that doesn't mean that one's better than the other. Better is a qualitative judgment that people outside of the industry like to put on people inside the industry, and it's not really fair.
What did you think of the game's story when you first read the script?
I thought it was a great idea. I was surprised that actually no one had ever come up with it for a storyline for the show. It was.
Can you kind of break it down for us?
Well, it's essentially that the Joker is put in Arkham Asylum, and finally, and virtually every other major villain from the show has at this point been captured. Batman has cleaned up Gotham City. Joker takes over Arkham, and he has every major lunatic from the city in there with him. Think of what they can do. I mean, it's a great story idea. And as we were recording it, I thought, why did we never do this on the show? This is sort of a natural idea, because Arkham is, where they all get sent. And what if they all got sent there at the same time and Joker masterminds a mutiny? That's essentially what the story is about. And so it's great for a game because think of all the variables you can do, all the different directions the game can go, all the different characters, the interaction. And there are some surprises. There are obviously in every game there are surprises, but in this one there are some major surprises. So yeah, I thought it was a great idea for a story. I was surprised no one had thought of it years ago, to tell you the truth. But Paul just told me he had another great idea. So there's another one. But how did they come up with these, Paul? How does he come up with these ideas? It's been 18 years. Just keeping the voice fresh over all those times is hard, but to come up with fresh ideas, I'm in awe of these guys' creativity.
Especially with a character that can't die. Like a lot of people are like, we'll kill so-and-so off, and I know they just killed Batman. But with a character that is essentially just a man, it's hard to find something new and fresh. It really
Exactly. That's actually why the original series went off the air, originally, because the audience loved it. The numbers were as strong as they'd ever been. The network wanted it renewed. The studio wanted it. Everyone wanted it. Tim, Bruce, and Paul were totally wrung out after so many years of coming up with stories. They said, we really can't do this anymore. They just wanted to move on to something else. So it was totally by choice. And it was because they'd been cranking out so many episodes for so many years. So that's it.
Has your voice changed like video games? Do you think this ain't Shakespeare? Or how much was this still influence you? It's a brilliant observation 18 years
It's so funny you should say that because I just recently connected with, you go to, I trained at Juilliard. I went when I was 17. I left high school early, so I was the youngest one there. Robin Williams was my roommate. He's 6 years older than me. Everyone was so much older than me. I was the kid in Juilliard. So I just recently reconnected with some of my old classmates in New York, and one of them is an actor named Casey Biggs, who you might know from Star Wars. Well, okay. And Star Trek. One of the Star Trek incarnations, Casey was on it. And he said, how you doing? He said, you're Batman, that's so cool. I said, yeah, but Casey, 4 years of training at Juilliard, it's not exactly what I went through training for. And he said, hey, neither was Star Trek. He said, it's a great job, and it's all entertainment, and it's true, it is all entertainment. So, you do what you do, it's, I do theater occasionally to replenish my juices, and then I do this stuff, and it's become, I've really grown in my appreciation for it as I've done it over time. I really wasn't that aware. This is the first animated show I ever auditioned for. It's the first animated character I ever played. Talk about a lucky break. Unbelievable. It's like hitting a home run your first time up at bat. But so I had to develop a lot of knowledge and appreciation for it. And I did over time, and I realized it's beautifully written, it's beautifully drawn, it's very complex, it's got a great history, the cartoon, going back to the Bob Kane, the Dark Knight series and everything. So I respect it, and I respect being a part of it.
Well, Michael Uslan said, in the old days it was Zeus, and now we have Batman.
Well, it is. It's all entertainment. Mm-hmm. It is, and it's all. You go back to what theater came from. As you say, the morality plays and stuff. They were all about entertaining people with, teaching stories through entertainment. It has to be entertaining or it won't sell.
Exactly.
So my first agent used to say, it's called show business. And the business part of it is just as important as the show part of it. It's got to sell or it's not art. Which is a little...
You know what? I'll move over this table, I'm moving them here.
Oh, how can you say no to her?
How can I say no to her?
Oh my God, could you say Megan?
Megan.
Oh my god.
Come to me, Megan.
Thank you so much.